skydiving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
And they just can't stop me. They can't stop me. Yeah. You know, I forgot to take my cold medicine. I've been forgetting to do that for like an hour. So I'm going to do that now. Oh, where did I put it? And I know I've been saying this all week, but be careful, alcoholics, with what cold medicine you get. All right. You know, I'm using an acetaminophen. Okay. The nighttime stuff, they do have nighttime stuff out for without alcohol in it now. If it has Z's in it, don't get it. now NyQuil's got one. It's like super maximum knockout formula, right? It's like shot of moonshine or something, right? So, but welcome. Seems like we got some people here. I still don't know if chat works, so because nobody said anything. But if you're here, please say hello. Not required to. Some people are driving and listening because they know I ramble. They know I ramble. Hey, you didn't have to leave just because I told you to say hi. It's all right. It's all right. All right. Yeah. I'm finding that I am not required to be all inclusive. And you don't need to be either. Nope, you don't. You don't need to be all inclusive. Not that I get to decide when, where, and all these other things, but you know, I'm just not going to go into areas where other people are doing bullshit. You know what I mean? I'd much rather have a smaller following that actually follows me than, you know, even right now, you know, my group, when I'm getting ready to do the opposite in my group. I'm going to remove a bunch of people. I'm going to cut the fat in it. See, a lot of those people aren't even sober anymore, so whoever answers in the chat is going to stay in there, and it's probably going to go from like 1,500 people to like 40. But it'll have more benefit to it. It'll have more benefit because we won't have these extracurricular things going on in there, right? So sometimes smaller is better when it comes to these things. You know, when you go to a big group, your voice can get lost in the mix, and maybe sometimes if that number up there is really big, maybe you don't want to join because you don't want to get, you know, caught in the, you know, maybe you like these small little talks that we have. So let's do it. Now, unfortunately, here I can't do the whole "Welcome to the Daily Trudge." Da 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 da. I guess I do it through chat. Well, welcome. There we go. I'll get the chat started. Excuse me. All right. So, coping with anger. I've taken this. I just flipped open to As Bill Sees It, and it came out with page 179. Which led us to page 90 in the 12 by 12. Hopefully I do not lose my voice. I don't think my voice isn't going. It's just duffed up. All right. Before we ask what a spot check inventory is, let's look at the kind of setting in which such an inventory can do its work. It is a spiritual axiom that every time we are disturbed, no matter what the cause, there's something wrong with us. And us is italicized. Anything italicized in the 12 by 12, in anything AA literature means really important. You want to know why? Because we didn't have bold back then. I'm kidding. I don't know. But it makes sense, doesn't it? Right? So, what is that spiritual axiom? That every time we're disturbed, something's wrong with me? Why is it always me? How come it's got to be me? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean something is wrong with you. It just means maybe you had a part in it. Maybe it means that you added something to it that didn't need to be added. Maybe you pushed back and you shouldn't have. I'm just trying these. So you got little emoticons and stuff over here to give me indicators on how much you love me. I don't care. Right? If somebody hurts us and we are sore, we are in the wrong also. But are there no exceptions to this rule? Really, why are we looking for an exception? What are we avoiding? That's the question. That'd be the real question there. What am I trying to avoid? Right? Listen, I can scroll on my chat, but it ain't working because nobody's chatting. I'm sorry. I know I'm being passive aggressive. I'll stop it. If somebody cheats, what about justifiable anger? And that's in quotations. Well, you already put justifiable in front of it. It's already done. Excuses and justification are the same thing. Yeah. So, I just thought I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to steal it. If somebody cheats us, aren't we entitled to be mad? Yes, you are. Can't we be properly angry with some selfish, righteous folk? Can't we be properly angry with some self-righteous folk? Yes, you can. For us, AAs, these are dangerous exceptions. We have found that justified anger ought to be left to those better qualified to handle it. There's our answer. Leave it to somebody better qualified. Not us. No. Okay. There's been yesterday somebody did something to me. I was angry about it. I felt justified about being angry about it. And then I got over it and found a different way. Maybe God was trying to tell me something. See, somebody else reached out and said, you know what, Dion, God's trying to tell you this. Few people have been more victimized by resentments than we alcoholics. It mattered whether or resentments were justified. It mattered little whether our resentments were justified or not. Anger is anger for us. And it isn't even really the dubious luxury. Oh, somebody put in chat. Thank you. Thank you. It only took me 47 minutes of talking. I don't know how long it's been. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. This is probably what we're going to do from now on. You probably noticed, but I've cut everything. Yep. I also want to make my Tuesday and Thursday meetings closed. I think, you know what? When you get back and you have some time, I'd like to talk to you about some things. I'd like to get your ideas on some things, is actually a better way to put it. All right. It mattered little whether our resentments were justified or not. A burst of temper could spoil a day. You go along, you're doing all great. Then your husband or wife says something fucking stupid to you and you react. And for the rest of the day, it doesn't matter. All the good you did, we're focused on that. I hate that. Okay. You don't want the link? Link? You don't want the link? Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out. So, all right, cool. Thank you. I'll make it easier. Kinda. See, when I do that, I put it on Word, and then I just copy it and I paste it to everyone. So that's why it does that. Just try and make my life easier. Okay, a burst of temper could spoil a day. A well-nursed grudge could make us miserably ineffective. As we saw it, our wrath was always justified. Ooh. You know, when I hear our wrath was always justified, it reminds me of the man that raised me. Because he believed in, at least in the beginning, he believed in physical punishment. When that didn't work, he just ground me. None of it worked. Right. But that's where I learned a lot of my anger from. And, they asked me why I was, 14. They're like, Dion, why are you so mad? Why are you punching holes in walls? And I said, because that's what Dad taught us. Go look upstairs. Look at all the patches that we've had to do. Look at the hole in the closet door at the top of the stairs. They put me away after that. That's what anger does, man. That's what anger does. My little brother followed the same road. He didn't do that. See, it didn't come down to my safety. He just didn't want me around, and that was the actual truth. That was the actual truth. That's what anger leads to. It leads to separation. It leads to isolation. It leads to hell. You want your head to blow off? You want your heart to burst at 42? That's what'll happen. I had a heart attack at 42 because of my anger. Because of my anger. Anger, that occasional luxury of more balanced people, could keep us on an emotional jag indefinitely. These emotional dry benders often led straight to the bottle. Other kinds of disturbances, jealousy, envy, self-pity, hurt pride, did the same thing. So what's going to save our asses from this? Because you're human, and it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when. Because you're human. You're going to make a mistake. And that's okay. That's all right. It's the reaction. It's how we react. Yesterday, with what happened, yeah, I got mad. I don't know any amends. Nope. That's the difference. I don't owe amends to anybody because I did not seek revenge. I wanted to. I still do. Still want revenge. I want revenge for a lot of things. But God, what about me? There's billions of people in this world. What about me? What about you, man? Come on. Let's join. Let's do it. I hate that. A spot check inventory taken in the midst of such disturbances can be a very great help in quieting stormy emotions. Okay. I'm bodily and mentally different. I get intrusive thoughts. You get intrusive thoughts. Normal people, not like we do. Some of the things that go through my head are so sickening to me that I'm like, how did you even come up with that, Dion? It's old behavior. It's old behavior. Right? And we can recognize that. There it is. Here we are back to G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. And it's true. But look how many years of denial we had to go through to get to that answer. Wouldn't it help if knowing was more than half the answer at that point? Getting to the first half of the answer is not easy. It's the hardest part. Asking yourself honest questions like, what are my real intentions? Am I just trying to gain a little bit of attention? If that's the case, be honest with yourself and go tell somebody, hey, I'm looking for some attention. Do you want to hang out? They always say no, though. No, not really. Or this is what you'll get. Silence, which is the worst. All right. Today's spot check finds its cheap application to situations which arise in each day's march. The consideration of long-standing difficulties had better be postponed when possible to times deliberately set aside for that purpose. There's a time and place for everything. Okay? Arenas. Make sure you're in the right arena, and that'll help you. The quick inventory is aimed at our daily ups and downs, especially where those where people or new events throw us off balance and tempt us to make mistakes. I'm going to do 2 more paragraphs. I really wish this medicine would kick in. In all these situations, we need self-restraint. I'm so horrible at that. It's probably my worst flaw. Self-restraint. I don't know. I don't think I'm giving myself enough credit because I'm sick right now, but it's hard for me to keep my fucking mouth shut, especially when it's wrong. But does that make me right? See? What are my intentions? Do I want to make it right, or do I want people to think I'm smart? It's probably the second one. Honest analysis of what is involved, and it's always people. Like whenever I do a group, whenever I do this, whenever I do anything, I'm not thinking of me. I'm thinking of other people. Okay? Sometimes I go live and if it's like, well, Amber, I'll send it to you anyway. But I try and realize that you're at work. And that 1 o'clock in the afternoon may not be the best time for you to come and watch me live. Okay. So I try and think of everybody, even when I create my meetings. I'd rather have meetings at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I'd like to have meetings. It's not what happens. Go look for a 4 o'clock meeting in Colorado. There's only one 3 o'clock meeting in Colorado, at least listed. Honest analysis of what is involved, a willingness to admit when the fault is ours, and an equal willingness to forgive when the fault is elsewhere. Okay, do not slip into codependency on this. If you didn't do anything wrong and you're being honest with yourself, then don't admit fault. Okay, why would we do that? To make somebody else feel better so they won't be upset with us. That's why I would do that. See, it's selfish and it won't work. Even that person in their heart of hearts knows you didn't do anything either. We don't take credit for things we don't do, and we're not take responsibility for the things we didn't do either. We need not be discouraged when we fall into error of our old ways, for these disciplines are not easy. We shall look for progress. All right. Now I got people that hang on for a few minutes, but I think it's just Friday and everybody's headed to the mountains and everything else. So, all right. I hope everybody has a good day. I'm wrapping up for the day. Um, I got that music list. It's rocking, man. I hope I make my sister-in-law proud. But it's really the only thing that I did today was working on that, and so I've heard an eclectic amount of music today. Well, at least the first 3 or 4 seconds of each song. So yeah. So I'm glad that we were able to make YouTube work. But it's neat because it doesn't matter if I'm on YouTube or Facebook or this. It's still my people. It's still my same friends. It's fellowship. All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you. I love you. Peace out and have a day.